1 week ago.
Getting the C10 in position, getting the El Camino in position, and start taking stuff off the El Camino to get ready to pull the engine out.
Getting the C10 in position, getting the El Camino in position, and start taking stuff off the El Camino to get ready to pull the engine out.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a...
Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. There has been a change of plans. I listened to my comments that you guys put in the videos. I also received several comments on in my messenger, and a lot of people is requesting that they want to see me put the LS engine inside of the C10. That was my original plans, and I gave it some thought, and I'm gonna do that. I'm going to do that for one because I think I'll get the best return on my investment by doing that. And I really have an issue with taking apart the El Camino, which is a running car that I drive periodically, and making it a project again. So I've decided to go ahead and just put the LS engine in the C10, leave the El Camino alone, although I do have some small things to do to the El Camino later on, but I don't want it to be a project again, and put all of my time and focus on getting the C10 LS swapped, clean, painted, and everything to make it ready to be sold. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so I didn't mark the wires in the C10. I didn't pull the engine out of it. I wish I would have been the one to actually disable all the engine. I did get the engine pulled out of it, but all the wires was disconnected before that. But I need to figure out the wires, like the starter wire, ignition wire, and coil wire, and stuff like that before I get started. So my plan today is to go through and to label the wires in the C10 and to label the wires on the Silverado, so that when we pull it out, I at least know where that stuff needs to go and kind of put it back. So that's what I'm gonna do today, is label the wires, kind of take some stuff off that I know that needs to come off of the Silverado in order to pull the engine out, and just get it ready. I don't know how far I'm gonna get, but that's my plans for today in this video.
All right, just rode up to the shop. As you can see, it's a lot clearer around here. So got a lot of space that we can work with now. And if you look, I'm gonna just go through and try to label everything. I know I'm gonna have to get the whole fuse box out, all the computers, the TAC module for the drive-by-wire, which is, I think it's right there, and pretty much just everything. Plan is to strip this truck completely and keep it around just in case we need some additional stuff, but it's going to the scrap yard after we're done with it. I think I'm gonna get the radiator out also. So I'm just gonna start wiring, labeling some of the wires. I'll go over to the C10, which should have less wires, and start labeling that. Alright, so with the C10, as I said plenty of times before, I don't know much about small block Chevys. So I'm gonna have to figure out these wires see which one is the ignition wire and the wires that go down to the starter, which I think are those right there. Those look like starter wires. So the plan is still to use the 4L60, so we're not using the turbo 350 transmission. So alright, well, let me get started. Again, I'm not going to time lapse it because it's going to be too long, and all I'm doing is just labeling the wires and taking stuff off that needs to come off before we pull the engine out. So I'll come back, update you with the progress. Alright, just a little update. I got the covering from around the fuse boxes. Got the fuse box up and out. Got the tack module off for the drive-by-wire. All of this is actually loose. What I'm doing now is I'm on the inside trying to get this harness right here disconnected from the inside so I can pull it through the firewall. And of course you got this one that goes down as well, and it comes to this tack module also. So I'm gonna disconnect those and basically try to get the wiring harness thrown over the engine, and then see what else I have to disconnect, and just like I said, get everything ready to get this engine pulled out. Not sure if I'm gonna get it pulled out today. It's still early, so maybe, but all right, let me keep going at it. Okay, so I made progress. It's almost impossible to pull this engine out without disconnecting the wiring harness from the fuse box. So as you see, I had to take, basically what I had to do is separate the harness that goes on the inside to the pedals and everything on the inside. I had to separate that. Then I had to separate this piece that goes down and under the radiator. So I'm pretty sure it goes to the fans and stuff. And then I was able to take the main harness and kind of flip it back onto the engine. I also took off the heater hoses, and I'm in the process of taking off the bottom radiator hose and the top radiator hose. And then what I'll do is disconnect the compressor down there, and I will climb up under it and disconnect or start disconnecting the dry shaft and things like that if I can get up under it. Might have to move the truck in order to get up under it better. So, but I'm gonna do what I can get to, and that's it. I still have a ground back there that I need to disconnect. So, and then once we get this engine out, of course, I'm gonna take it to get it pressure washed, take off all these brackets and stuff, and paint the engine up, make it look a lot better before we put it in. So, all right, let me get back to it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Like I said before, I got the wiring harness, 3 sections completely disconnected. I also took out the whole radiator and fans, got everything disconnected. The only thing I have to do next, and we can get ready to start lifting this engine out, is I have to take this compressor off. I think the compressor won't fit down within the frame rails of the C10, but I'm going to take that off just in case. And I got to loosen up the motor mounts on both sides and everything underneath. I'll show you why I kind of stopped at doing everything underneath. As you see right here, the truck is really low to the ground because all the tires are flat. So what I'm gonna have to do is get the tractor to pull it out and put some blocks up under it so I can get up under it, disconnect the drive shaft, cross member and transmission, and take all that stuff out. So that's gonna be in another video. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today. I think I did everything I need to do. Let me show you the inside. Alright, so I disconnected the fuse box. I took the BCM out right there, and I got all that stuff disconnected. And what I'm going to do is pull that harness through the firewall, and that should take care of that. And I'll know what size hole that I need to drill in the other firewall, or if it's already there, that'd be nice. So, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here. And let me put that in. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my stuff. And I have to go over and get the battery out of the El Camino. The battery is dead because I left the radio on. So I'm gonna grab the battery out of that, bring it over to the house and charge it up. And I'll close the video out. All right, getting ready to take the battery out the Elco. It's just sitting on my seat. What is this? Lift out the small block Chevy. So won't be needing this. So let me go ahead and pop the hood. Okay, just getting back from up at the shop working on the Silverado. To me, I made a lot of progress. I was only expecting to go up there and label wires, but I actually started pulling wires through, separating wires, removing the radiator, and just getting the engine ready to be pulled out. So I actually did a lot more than I thought I was going to do. So this project, I'm trying to do everything as clean as possible, and basically I'm trying to make it look, the C10 on the up under the hood look exactly like the Silverado looked up under the hood. I'm trying to make everything up under look nice and neat. I know that's a tall task. I'm just going to make it look as neat as possible, put everything in like it is, remove wires whenever I can, or wires that's not there, just remove them whenever I can. But my goal is to get the engine in, start it up, everything working, and then I'll work on making it look as neat as possible. So thanks for watching. Click on that subscribe button if you haven't. Click on that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.